Hi, I'm Dave Kurak, editor of GM Pro Magazine. We're here in Bonsall, California at Your American Propagators, and we're going through the proven winners, new varieties. And with me is John Gatos, the Director of Product Development and Promotion. John? John, can you tell us a little bit about Absolutely Amethyst iberis?
Absolutely. To me, this is one of the breakthroughs, the genetic breakthroughs that we have offering this year. Most people think of iberis or candy tuft, perennial candy tuft, as being a white, very early flowering, tough ground cover for the North American garden. What we see is with Absolutely Amethyst, is the first time we actually have a non-white perennial iberis. What we see here, this is typical growth for early spring, and the buds are just simply breaking now, and you can see this phenomenal amethyst color. Flower habit, flower form is going to be just like the whites, but one of the nice things about this plant is it's a late bloomer, so it's going to bloom when customers are actually in the store. It's going to bloom late May, so it's just phenomenal. The difference, Dave, between the color that you see here and the color that you saw in the original plant is really the fact that we forced it in a very high heat greenhouse in order to get it into bloom. But you could see the flower head, or the flower form, lots of flowers, and just tremendous flower power.
Now, will the color be a darker color, or will it lighten to this color? Is this a true color as to what it would look like?
This is probably going to be a true color if you're finishing it warm. If you're finishing it like you would normally finish a typical perennial, or bringing in iberis onto flower in a cooler greenhouse and letting it come naturally, you'll be much closer to the really rich amethyst color. Forced, it's going to pull up. It's going to pull up as far as in height, and also be the softer lavender shades. I think the difference in timing. Now, this has been run at 16-hour days and in 65-degree greenhouses, but the difference between this tight form and this form is really about six weeks.
Now, what temperatures would most growers be producing it at? I mean,
if they're growing it like a typical perennial, they're going to be growing it cool. So they're going to be bringing it on at getting it established from liner form in 60-65 degrees, bringing the temperature down, letting it grow as a typical perennial, and then bringing the temperature up as it begins to finish, just simply to time it so it hits the retail benches at the proper time, and that's going to be about, again, going back to 65 degrees.
Pot sizes?
Probably best 4.5 inch to 1 gallon. It is because of the fact that it's a low plant. I could see where the majority of the people are going to finish it in a 4.5 inch pot in order to get that symmetry, or the correct ratio of plant height to pot.
Well, the fact that it's also a different color, do you think that putting it in a larger pot and getting a premium price for that, is that a possibility in terms of that, or not enough people are familiar with iberis to know that this is going to be something?
Yeah, the people who are going to be excited about this are the perennial gardeners that are really the expert perennial gardeners. I think by trying to put it in a larger than a 4.5 inch pot, you might have more time invested in that. Your profit's going to be minimal. Probably easier to turn it over in a 4.5 inch pot and really press its uniqueness and drive the price that way, rather than trying to drive the price by being in a larger container.
Okay.